Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Ontario gas prices to jump by 10 cents Wednesday, analyst says. Toronto man was abducted before his remains were found in hockey bag in Express Pond, police. Ontario education workers have given their union a strike mandate. Here is what could happen next. Police urging caution after aggressive coyotes try to attack a person in Scarborough. One person treated for critical injuries after Express collision involving a motorcycle, police say. 9 people arrested, dozen tickets issued after large unsanctioned event in Hamilton.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
Ontario education workers have voted overwhelmingly in favor of strike if negotiations with the province continue to stall, but many parents and school staff may be wondering what comes next. On Monday, the Canadian Union of Public Employees announced that employees including custodians, early childhood educators, and school administration staff voted 96.5% in favor of the action. So what happens now? A vote to strike does not mean the education staff will be on a picket line straight away. They should not expect any immediate disruption in class activities or school schedules. A strike vote is a part of process that will allow workers to legally take collective work action in the future. If negotiations end up in a stalemate, this gives CUPE the option to start a 17-day strike or lockout and countdown in an effort to move bargaining forward. The union must also give 5 days notice before starting any job action, including a work to rule campaign, a lockout, or a strike. The last time education workers negotiated their collective agreements with the Ontario government in 2019, a breakdown of a last-minute mediation resulted in a work to rule campaign. During the campaign, there was a partial withdrawal of services performed by support staff, including the cleaning of halfway gyms and offices, as well as garbage pickup outside of school. A 5-day notice of a province-wide strike was issued a few days later, and a tentative deal was reached after some last-minute negotiations. The government is scheduled to sit down with the union again on October 17 and October 18. However, if no changes are made, the wages in the offer is unclear if much headway will be made.
We do not want to strike. No one wants to strike, especially not the lowest paid education workers in Ontario. If this government will not budge, we are willing to strike for a contract that is good for students, for families, and for workers.
Gas prices in Ontario projected to jump by 10 cents later this week. Industry analyst Dan McTeague tells CP24 the average price of a liter of fuel in the greater area of Toronto currently sits at 152.9 cents per liter and will increase to 162.9 cents per liter just after midnight Wednesday, said McTeague. The increase is one of the 3 highest single-day jumps the province has seen in the last decade, he added. This comes after gas prices on the West Coast reached an all-time high last week. On Friday, Metro Vancouver set a new North American all-time record at 241.9 cents per liter at some stations. Prices have risen in other provinces as well, with Manitoba seeing steady increases for over a month, reaching 1.86 per liter as of Monday. Though drivers of GTA likely won't be happy about Wednesday's increase, Ontario is the province with the lowest gas prices in the country, according to GasBuddy.com.
The cost of gasoline is over $2 a liter across this country. That is hurting families. At the same time, these very same oil and gas companies are experiencing massive profits.
A Toronto man whose remains were found floating in an Uxbridge, Ontario pond last spring was abducted from Toronto before he was murdered, and his body was put in a hockey bag, police say. On May 10th, Durham Region Police Service were called to rural area of Uxbridge, near Uxbridge Concession Road 6 and Albright Road, after a local resident found human remains. Ontario Forensic Pathology Services confirmed the remains are those of 32-year-old Ariel Kaplan of Toronto, but provided few other details about what led up to his death. We now believe Mr. Kaplan was abducted from the area of Yonge Street and Shepherd Avenue in Toronto on August 29, 2021, before he was killed, and his body was disposed of, Sergeant Doris Carrier said at a news conference on Monday morning. Kaplan was reported missing in August 2021, police said. Months earlier in 2021 May, he was charged with 2 counts of possession of property obtained by crime exceeding $5,000 for his alleged involvement in a theft of a tractor trailer that was carrying nearly $250,000 worth of juice bottles and washing machines. Durham Police Homicide Unit is working in conjunction with the Toronto Police Homicide and Missing Persons units of the investigation.
So our intent today is to provide an update on the homicide investigation related to Ariel Kaplan and to further appeal to the public for information on this case. As you may recall, police responded to the area of Concession Road 6 and Albright Road in Uxbridge on Tuesday, May 10, 2022. At that time, human remains were recovered concealed inside a hockey bag that was retrieved from a private pond adjacent to the road. Shortly after this discovery, Durham Regional Police Homicide Unit, in collaboration with the Office of the Chief Coroner, identified the body as Ariel Kaplan. The results of the post-mortem, along with information obtained from the investigation, has determined the deceased was murdered. As previously indicated in our first release, Toronto Police Service initiated a missing persons investigation in September 2021. Through our investigation, we now believe Mr. Kaplan was abducted from the area of Yonge Street and Shepherd Avenue in Toronto on August 29, 2021, before he was killed and his body was disposed of. His last known location was corroborated in part through cell data and interviews. Based on witness account, Mr. Kaplan appeared to fear for his safety in the days and weeks that preceded his abduction. This case is multi-jurisdictional, and the Durham Regional Police Service have received the support of the Toronto Police Service through this.
Toronto police are advising people to use caution in Scarborough's Gilwood area after 2 aggressive coyotes reportedly tried to attack a person. The incident happened near Gilwood, Parkway and Livingston Road, southeast of Kingston Road. No injuries were reported. Toronto Animal Services have also been notified of this incident. In a statement provided to CP24, they said that the incident is being investigated by the city. They also said that signage will be posted to warn residents that coyotes may be in the area. Toronto Animal Services has received a service request from an individual who reported an incident involving 2 coyotes in the Kingston Road and Gilwood area, the statement notes. Our team will be able to provide information once details have been confirmed. Recently in South Central Burlington, coyotes have bitten 7 humans in a series of unprovoked attacks. The most recent incident happened on September 17th at a home on Lakeshore Road near Tuck Creek. 9 people were arrested and dozens more tickets and notices were issued after thousands of people gathered in Hamilton as part of an unsanctioned event over the weekend. According to police, about 6,000 people gathered in Westdale and Ansley Woods neighborhoods near McMaster University at the event's peak. A warning was issued a few days before the event, with police saying that residents can expect to see a significant police presence on October 1st to address an unsanctioned street gathering planned to celebrate homecoming. Police said that in total, officials received about 60 calls for service related to the unsanctioned gathering. 9 arrests were made and a total of 16 bylaw charges and provincial offense notices were issued. It is not clear if the people arrested have been charged. Police also said that 11 tickets were issued under Hamilton's new nuisance party bylaw, which prohibits hosting, attending, or refusing to leave an unsanctioned gatherings, result in unreasonable noise, damage or destruction or property, public drunkenness, or disorderly conduct. Hamilton Police Superintendent Dave Hennick said in a statement the preemptive planning and collaborative efforts between the City, McMaster University, and first responders enabled us to address the negative impacts of unsanctioned street gatherings. Community safety and well-being is a shared responsibility, and this weekend's event were a good example of what happens when we work together.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.